Hey friend. Okay, so as you know, my name is Quinn. On TikTok is Hey Friend it's Quinn. On Lemonade is Hey Friend it's Quinn. So I'm just going to show you little snippets of my life changes and just some funny games like to play along with the trends, the dances, etc., etc. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about what it's like having a colonoscopy and an endoscopy. Well, first of all, the doctors wanted to rule out what's causing the anemia. And just to back up, I wanted to have the hysterectomy done because of the heavy flows and the blackouts and the messes. TMI. And they wanted to find out what was causing the blood loss, the droppage in the blood count levels. So I went to go get the endoscopy and the colonoscopy to check and see if my esophagus has any growth or bleeding internal and any other cases that may cause excessive bleeding or the reason for the low hemoglobin levels. So on, let's see, May 19th, let's see, the 18th, the day before May 19th, I was given the solution, the sodium hydroxide, I believe that's what it was called. I was given the prep solution to clean out my intestines, to make sure my body was cleaned out. But I did bad. I had some Kind Kids bars and graham crackers. I enjoy eating snacks while watching the movies, so I was thinking in my mind, shoot, it wouldn't be a problem to just eat some snacks, and then when I headed to bed, I would, about 8:30 was my marker. 8:30 was my marker. I would go ahead and do the prep. So they would give you a clear cup about this size. It's about this size. And my mom threw out the garbage can, so I had to demonstrate the size of the bottles. Dark bottle, like so, again about this size. And then drink a whole bottle. And then drink a bottle of water, about 12 ounces of bottled water to make it go down. And then the straws. I used this straw to go ahead and drink the solution. It wasn't easy because thankfully it has dextrose, and the dextrose picked up on the LaCroix seltzer water. I had the bottled water, and so far so good. I drank it down pretty good with the long straw. It wasn't easy. So I went ahead and drank it, and I laid down for a while to go ahead and get ready for the prep. Hopefully I was going to clear out. Then my mom reminded me and said it's supposed to be nice and clear when you expel. And when I expelled, it became brown and gritty. I said, oh my goodness. Not including my iron supplement, because I have to take the iron supplement to avoid getting my hemoglobin levels dropped. So I said, man, if I drink some water, things will be a little bit better. So I drank some water, and my stomach began to gurgle a lot when I laid down. I stayed up all night. I'm gurgling, holding it in. Stomach kept gurgling, holding it in. And then when I expelled again, came back brown and gritty, if you know what I mean. So I said, oh boy. So I came again and then had the solution again. Took the solution in the morning, about 6:30 in the morning. And I went back to sleep. Once again, gurgling. My stomach was gurgling. And I held it in pretty tight. And then I expelled, and it came brown. It was still brown. I said, man, maybe they won't see me. Hopefully they will prepare something to clean me out. I don't know. I don't know what the case was. So on the 19th, it was tomorrow, in the afternoon, I came in to the hospital. Shout out to Gottlieb Hospital. I was always comfortable there. Gottlieb is a great hospital to do the procedure. And after I learned that they've moved from Loyola Hospital to Gottlieb. Both are comfortable hospitals and very clean, very comforting, and they both feel safe. So after that, I went to Gottlieb Hospital, and they checked me in, gave me a wristband, and did some paperwork. And so the registrars were very nice and said, no, you don't have to pay right away. Just pay later. After your procedure, you will get in the mail. I said, thank you, Jesus, because it caught me by surprise. And I wanted to renew my insurance after that. So everything was pretty smooth up until that point. So it said that, okay, cool. Go ahead, get the pregnancy test. It take about 30 minutes to get the pregnancy test. Take a long time to go ahead. Let me adjust my lights. It seems like it's gotten darker. So yeah, it's taking a long time to go ahead and take the pregnancy test. And so I went and took it. It's too bright, my goodness. I went ahead and take the pregnancy test and then expelled some more. And I wiped and said, oh man, it's still brown. So I'm hoping they won't turn me away and they gonna clean me out, thankfully. And now I already got checked in, get comfortable, getting ready to change into my hospital gown and the green hospital socks, which I kept because I love me some hospital socks. Let me show you the socks. Hold on. In a minute, I'll show you some socks. Back to the story. So, when I got to the pre-op room, my nurse asked me some questions about the procedure before they had their process. And I thought I did well taking the Trulicity. Trulicity is an injection that you take for the whole globe. Hold on for a second. My nose is itching. Okay. So Trulicity helps your A1C lower gradually by eating the right food. So I ate the right foods. Thank the Lord for Meals on Wheels. I received healthy Meals on Wheels. So I began to eat that and then took the injection site about a week, 7 days before I had the injection. So Trulicity is a semaglutide injection that you take once a week. And they want you to be careful to hold it for 7 days, 7 total days. Upon clarifying the injection dosage, it was 6 days. So they turned me away and said, no, you have to at least wait another day for it to be 7 days. So thankfully, not another bad news, because technically I was not eating anything as directed. I was eating graham crackers, eating them down, them graham crackers, snacking on them graham crackers and them Kind Kids, chocolate bars and the blueberry bars. For some reason, Kind Kids bars is so good, very tasty. So I wound up eating them and then ate some cheese. I thought I was doing pretty good because I was drinking a lot of water. I drank a lot of water, a lot of LaCroix, a lot of bottled water, a lot of filtered water. Because, again, I do love water, but note to self to be easy on the graham crackers and the Kind Kids bar because they don't digest well. You have to eat them sparingly. Like, if you have a bar, have half a bar of the Kind Kids bar. If you have graham crackers, be mindful of how many graham crackers you're going to take, because their expulsion is never ending. So I said, man. So they turned me away and scheduled me for the next day, May the 20th. So I had to go again and do the solution about the same size and the bottle about the same size. And this time I drank LaCroix. And it was pretty decent to drink down. It had dextrose, so the tangerine kind of brought up the flavor, And it was pretty good. So 8:30 was marker. I had to do the rounds again about 11 a.m. Between 11 a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You have to excuse my nose now. So 11 p.m. to 1 o'clock a.m. I was expelling, and thankfully this time the expulsion came light brown, and I was like, oh, there's who. I finally went to sleep, held it in tight, squeezing in pretty tight, and then 6:30 in the morning I drank the solution again as I did before, like the day before. And about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I expelled it again. My mom was there and washed myself up and changed myself. No accidents. Was fine. It's just normal routine. Brush my teeth, wash my face. So thankfully it was no accidents. Excuse my nose again because it's running. So yes, it was no accidents at all. It's just a regular routine, clean myself out, and thankfully it came out clear, like a light yellow. That's too much information, but That's the best way I can describe it. Was it came out pretty good. And so they held me, they rescheduled me for another day, which counts as 7 days, just to be safe. And shout out to Gottlieb, because they were understanding and caring, and they do care about the livelihood of the patient. So, in the pre-op room, kept sticking me and said, "Man, you have skinny veins, like very tight veins, like you don't even want to go in. Seems like when they poke me, I get scared and then they contract." I said, "Oh my goodness." So I said to myself, "Lord help." I said, Lord help, because it's taking a while to stick the arms. You see the scar right there? I had to go all the way down, and with the scar finally came down, I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus," because I got so tired of them poking on me like a pincushion. I said, "Man, pinch, all the way around." And I was pretty patient about that, but I just a little annoyed because they kept poking me. But it is what it is, because my veins are just like that. And they apologized repeatedly, said, "Sorry, the solution dried you out." I was very thirsty and very hungry, so I tried to be patient about it. And I was a little hydrated. So they finally stuck me in my arm, my wrist, and immediately gave me fluids. And then they gave me the IV to get my fluids in. And then the doctor talked about the risks and precautions. I signed a waiver and a sign of consent. And then they took me on to the operation room, and then they came in and said, Dr. Tang from Gottlieb said, "You're going to get really sleepy." And right before he said it, he went on right on into the injection, and then all of a sudden the room spinning around. Not so much it was dizzy or nauseous, but I felt really sleepy like. And then it quickly came in, just like that. Felt like I was taking a good nap. Like I was laying on a lazy boy couch, a nice comfy couch, and take some good sleep. That's what it felt like. I didn't feel loopy. I felt a little cold, but I felt like I took a good nap. Got some good sleep from a good nap. And just woken up. That's what I felt like. I felt a little loopy after transporting from the bed to the wheelchair. And it was okay. I slowly became hungry and extremely thirsty. Like I need to drink a gallon of water. I was so thirsty. So the hardest part of the thing is the prep for the colonoscopy and endoscopy. That's the hardest part. So don't worry about anything that has to do with the colonoscopy and the endoscopy. So the great news is they didn't find nothing. All is well except for one tubular adenoma. It was very, very tiny. Like a size of a booger, if you will, if I wanted to be so graphic. A size of a crumb. It's about this size. This tiny. So just to make sure, they removed it and it's done. So It's my insides is all clear. The procedure was successful, and that's that. Then we went to Olive Garden, my favorite place. Yes, it's a chain restaurant, but I do like the aesthetics and the music. I'm a good fan of the music. Do 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 do. And one of my favorite things to do, soup salad. In the soup and salad. So I drank a large glass of water with lemon. The water was good. I kept drinking it and drinking it and drinking it and drinking it like crazy. And to help fuel me up, I had the zuppa toscana with the kale in the soup and the minestrone and lots of salad. And I had a little bit of the shrimp scattered Alfredo. I had a real small plate of the shrimp scallop Alfredo and a shrimp Fredo misto. It was the shrimp. I had mixed it with salad with the black olives. And I really enjoyed myself. So I'm so glad that the procedure came out well. No bad news. All clear. It's ruled out. So then the next step is to relay it to my OB-GYN about the drop in my hemoglobin. So I'm going to go with the hysterectomy. And I am very excited. I'm hopeful. Because if you don't know my story. You don't know what I've been through. It's been a long, difficult ride. And my son is so bad that I scared my sons. And they had to help me clean up the mess. And my sons are so helpful. Thank the Lord for my sons. They had to help me in the middle of them being very scared and concerned. They wanted to know that they called 911. It was that bad. I've gotten bruises because of it. And after that, I was given the option. I said, that's it. We're going to go for it. So, I want a better lifestyle and better livelihood after the hysterectomy because it's been hell since I'm going through this, and now after July, it's over. And I'm sure Dr. Glaser from Loyola Hospital is an amazing OB-GYN. So I trust that she is doing a great job, very quick, efficient, and a great job. Most of all, I trust God that He gonna see me through all of the process. I trust God that He's gonna keep me safe, keep me healed, and then we can proceed on to the next adventure. So, without any hiccups, I can eat all the good foods and not being afraid to expel orally, if you will, and no passing out when I walk through trip, when I walk through. So it's no scare tactics when it comes to those time in the months, always the worst ones. And after the surgery procedures, there'll be no more storms for 5 to 7 days. So that's all that is. That's went on with the endoscopy and the colonoscopy. All is well. I was all clear. Just one little tiny, tiny polyp. And everything came back up. So, once again, excuse my nose. If you're new here, please like and subscribe and share. And I look forward to your feedback. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.